Hello everyone, Mrs. West here with this week's project. This week we're going to start some work on a Valentine's Day project. You're going to make some shapes from colored construction paper. This week we will only be tracing and cutting. So for this project you will need 2 different colors of construction paper, a piece of white paper. That's for next week, though, the white paper. Scissors, glue, and markers or crayons. Okay, the first thing I would like you to do is to trace your hand. Now, when you do trace your hand, I want you to make sure you spread your fingers out. Okay, now I am a left-handed person, so I am going to trace my right hand. Most of you are probably going to be right-handed people, so you're going to put your left hand down and trace it. Now, if you have a lot of difficulty tracing your hand, I have also included a hand outline if you would like to cut that out and trace it onto your colored paper. Or, if need be, you can even just color that in and cut it out if you don't have construction paper. Okay, so when you put your hand down to trace, it's important that you hold your pencil, and I'm going to tell you to use a pencil. I'm just using a marker so that you can see it. That you hold your pencil straight up and down. Because if you don't, if you tilt your pencil like this or like that, your fingers are either going to look too fat or too skinny. Okay, so if I hold my marker straight up and down, well, you're going to hold a pencil, and I go around my hand. Now, my hands have a lot more lumps and bumps than yours, so don't worry about that. Okay, now I'm just going to go from this part of the wrist all the way around to that part. Okay, then I'm going to connect these 2 parts, okay, so that your hand may look something like this because you have a much smaller hand than I do. Okay, so you're doing that in pencil. So let's put that to the side for now. Now I want you to take your second piece of colored paper and I want you to make a heart shape on it. Now, I have 2 pieces of paper here because there are 2 different ways to make a heart shape. Okay, and I want the heart to be pretty big. I'd like the heart to be a similar size to your hand. Okay, my hand is very big, so this heart is a little bit bigger. Now, the 2 ways that you can make a heart are, you can draw it by yourself. It's called freehand. Just take your marker or your pencil and draw a heart. Okay, okie dokie, that looks pretty good. I would be happy with that heart. Or I can do it this way, where I fold the paper in half and I draw half of a heart. Now, a half of a heart, you have the fold right here. Fold it. I'm going to make like a big C. Going to make a C, but I'm not going to make it curve up now like a C. I'm going to make it go straight off the paper. Okay, so I have this heart, which I have to cut while it is still folded. If I don't cut it while it is still folded, I'll get a heart that I don't like. Okay, this way, when I open it up, both sides are exactly the same. But this way of making a heart is fine as well. So, after you make your heart, I would like you to cut it out and put it to the side, and then cut out your hand. Okay, this is the only thing I'm going to ask you to do today, is to trace or draw and cut out these two things. I'm going to make my fingers a little skinnier. Okay, so then you're going to take these two pieces, all cut up, and you're going to put them to the side. You are going to need these pieces for next week, but I don't want you to go any further today. Now, as I said before, I also have attached to this lesson some outlines of a hand and a heart that you can certainly use. If you do not have colored paper, you can color these in and cut them out. Okay? So, you're going to end up with one hand and one heart. And next week, I'll show you what we're going to do with them to make it a nice little Valentine.